Welcome back to Steve Rod Reviews. Today's review, well, we're doing a continuation of the pine sol. This time I got a little different flavor, different smell. I like it a lot better than the original. So a little while ago, a couple of weeks ago, I made a video as a long-term kind of video over a couple of seasons using the pine sol. And today I want to bring up a couple of different things to explore. And we're going to look at the results over a longer period of time where pine sol actually, well, so far has some pretty interesting results. So let's go over to my workbench here, and I'm just going to start off with the first pine sol tip that I could give you for wasps. Okay, as you can notice, well, I got the big Costco size pine sol. This was 12 bucks for just over 5 liters. I put it in my spray bottle, and I put about maybe 3 ounces to this 16-ounce container, filled up the rest with water. And this is just your regular recycling bin. I got it on my steps, and I just open the door, go over, and put all my recycling in there. Well, in the fall, there's so many wasps around, and all I did was take the pine sol and just spray a couple of spritz all the way around the container here. No more wasps came around. None at all. So I've been using this one here, and it's not the original, it's a lavender, and I tell you what, it smells really nice. The other stuff that I still got at my camp, which is the original, which smells like a pine cone, but this stuff here smells terrific. I don't think there's a difference between the two different smells, but the results are the same, and I'm going to take you out to my sheds and show you what's going on. Okay, so let's just go in the first shed here and just kind of back around a bit. And you see that right over there? That was a wasp's nest that started in the fall. And that's when I started to use the pine sol down here. So I just leave it down there in that container. And I'll bring the container out for you here so you can take a better look here. And all I've done was I stuffed 2 sponges in here, put that in there, and put the lid on with some screening, like outdoor screening. And I left it right there. And I will tell you something. The wasps started building their nest, and then they quit. And that was it. But I'm going to explain what that is in a minute too. But the whole idea of the pine sol is, so far in my experimenting, bugs don't like the smell of the pine sol, not even close. So let's take a look at the other sheds. Okay, here's the other shed. It's pretty dark in here, but if we just take a look around, well, you can see that there again, right? And we're going to swing over to right there. So there's the other jar I have in here, and that's been working terrific as well. And of course it's the same setup with the 2 sponges in there, put in there with the pine sol. And now we'll go to the third shed. Okay, so here's the third shed, and there we go. Look at that right there. And if we go over here, we take a look around, and there's not much in this shed, but there's the other pine sol sitting right over there. So let's go in the garage and let's talk about my results. So we're back in the shop, and there's another one of them pieces of Kleenex or toilet paper, whatever you want to call it. In my shop, I've got a big roll on the ceiling I use just to wipe my hands once in a while. These big industrial rolls of toilet paper. And, well, they work great for guess what? For mice. If you have any mice anywhere in your shop, any of your sheds, you put a little piece of paper towel or Kleenex down in a spot, I guarantee you they are going to take that piece of Kleenex and just rip it to shreds. This is going on for decades. I've known about this, and I just put a piece around so that if you get any mice in your shed or your trailer or your shop or anywhere, first thing they go for is the Kleenex. So far, nothing's been touching that Kleenex. So I don't know if it's the pine sol or what it is, but yeah, I've caught mice in my shop here with my trap, and I don't have any pine sol in here because I'm in here all the time. And if it, like I said before in my last video, if it bugs the bugs that much, I don't want it bugging me. So I keep my traps in here, but I do put the Kleenex down there to see if there's a mouse in here, because sometimes they won't go near a trap. So my results are, yeah, it deters the wasps. And it deters all kinds of different bugs. I don't know why. I can't explain it. It's just, if it's a coincidence, it's a pretty huge coincidence between my place in Northern Ontario and my place down here, where the bugs in both places put out in the same containers. I'll put a link down below for the first video I did on this if you haven't seen it. But, you know, at first I thought, well, that pine sol is going to freeze in the wintertime, so I put the sponges in there and hopefully it would absorb the impact of the freezing and it wouldn't bust the jar. Well, that's not the case. It doesn't bust the jar. It freezes, but it doesn't bust the jar. The reason why I have the two sponges in there compared to the first video is because squirrels. Okay, so I got my sheds open all the time and I have squirrels. I feed the squirrels and I enjoy having the squirrels around my property. The only thing in the past, not since I've been using pine sol, and this is another tip. Okay, so the squirrels don't like going in my sheds no more. Before, I would go in there and I would find, you know, like different nuts on my shelves, or, you know, they'd be in there rooting around. And I thought I'd put the double sponge inside there to absorb all the pine sol, was so that if the squirrels tipped it over, well, it wouldn't leak all over the floor, right? And I never realized that, well, months and months and months go by, and there's no evidence of squirrels ever going in my sheds anymore. Because I used to always find, especially in the fall, I would find, you know, like nuts, and people feed the squirrels peanuts around here. I'd find peanuts there. I've even found them underneath the hood of my vehicles. None in my sheds now. Big coincidence? I don't know. But squirrels do not like the smell of that pine sol. They don't go in my sheds anymore. And you know, you figure when you open up the shed that all the smell would go away. But like most animals, they got a better sniffer than we do, right? So that's the results that I found. And well, I haven't had no squirrels in my shed since I put it in. The wasps don't build nests on my screens anymore. Is this all coincidence? Because I did do some Googling before I started trying this out, and they showed all the different things that the pine sol would do. It deters mice, it deters the bugs. I know for sure, spraying that container, the wasps don't come around no more. And I know that nothing's been touching them Kleenexes, so the mice is not going inside my sheds, or I know for sure they'd be there, right? And, well, the squirrels, yeah, I fixed their wagon too. They don't go inside anymore and root around inside my sheds when I'm not around. So, well, I just thought I'd bring this up. I thought it'd be interesting, an interesting tip. And you can see I went big on the Costco big jug there. And I'll be using that in the future a lot more. And, well, I can't prove anything, can I? When you're on YouTube, you like to be able to prove something. But I'll tell you something. You try it. You got to use a lot of common sense and safety, and make sure that you're not, you know, using this stuff. You're not supposed to read all the instructions. You got to have all kinds of disclaimers on YouTube about people that, you know, that they're not using this the way it should be. But I mean, you got to have a little bit of common sense, right? I mean, don't start spraying stuff with the wind blowing in your face and that kind of thing. And don't have it out where there could be little children coming around and touching it and that kind of stuff. I don't have them problems, so maybe you should put yours up a little higher so that small kids can't go near it. All that kind of safety precautions, right? So far, I like the pine sol. I like this new lavender flavor, and I'm going to stick with it, and I'm going to use it up at my camp as well. And I look forward to making one more video in the future on this, because I have a shed in the back behind my shower room up at my cabin, my off-grid cabin, that always gets mice in every winter. But I'm going to try it, and I'm going to see if it keeps the mice out of that shed. So thanks for joining me here today. Come back again. And if you haven't seen this channel before, you're welcome to subscribe and see some interesting things that I do every week you may not find somewhere else. Cheers.